So let's sort this by rank. Queen Mother of Sweden? No, I don't think so. Adelheid, Princess of Hungary, perhaps? Sancho, Princess of Aragon. They don't like me very much, do they? Oh yeah, minus 30 because I'm a hunchback. Wonderful. And minus 15 because of my gluttony, apparently. Ah, hello. Right, okay, we've got Emma, Princess of France. She's currently aged 11. Before you go, oh my god, what are you talking about? She's, what you basically can do is instead of just getting married, you can get betrothed. So you can ask the King of France, basically, if he would like to promise Emma, Princess Emma, to Robert here once she's become of age, essentially. And that wouldn't be a bad idea either, because the House of Capet, which is the ruling House of France, is a very, very prestigious one. What you don't want to do, mind you, is marry the relative of an emperor, because then that will make it incredibly difficult for you to marry your children off to anyone else, because your children will be, technically speaking, relatives of an emperor, and therefore you'll actually lose prestige for marrying them off to people. So Princess of Navarra. Wow, Princess of England. House of Godwin. Good grief, they're still around? Godwin was the house of the previous king, Harold Godwinson, who apparently still exists, even though King Harold here is dead, and his children disinherited because William the Conqueror is now in charge. So I could apparently marry one of these, yeah, Princess Gaither, because she's apparently still a princess, even though because she's the son of a king. So, but no. I think, it's Cecilia, Princess of England. Marrying a relative of the king might be a good idea. Maybe. Potentially. Where's she gone? Where's she gone? This might be our best bet, to be honest with you, because normally you get an alliance with someone if you married a duke's daughter or something like that, but if we married the daughter of a king or something, it's very unlikely we'll get an alliance that's actually worth using, because it's a king and I'm lower than them down the feudal ladder and stuff like that, so it won't really count as a proper alliance. But even so, I could do with the extra, you know, prestige and stuff. So let's go to the House of Normandy. Cecilia is apparently the oldest one. She's age 9 at present. At least she likes me a fair amount. That's nice, because no one else bloody well does. Fine. Let's see if we can get ourselves promised to Cecilia. Where's she gone? Not Constance, no. Where have you gone, Cecilia? She might already be promised to someone else, actually, for that matter, but still. Sort by dynasty. De Normandy, there we go, right. Cecilia, there we go. And apparently King William's all for that, actually, because it probably benefit him just as much as me. So there, we'd gain 11 prestige from marrying into House de Normandy and 100 from marrying the relative of the king. So let's do it. We'll get 112 prestige from that in total, apparently, which is sweet, since we only have 30 at present, even though it increases by 1, like almost 2 per month, which is insane, because we've got the proud trait. So yeah, let's do it. Let's send that off. And now I think I'm going to unpause the game finally and see what happens. Oh, to the great Duke Robert I, peace be with you. I've decided to grant you the county of Lincoln in recognition of your service and nobility of spirit. Holy crap! Sweet! We now control the county of Lincoln. Cheers, Bill. King Bill. That's much appreciated. Awesome. Duke Edwin of Hereford has founded the Edgar for England faction. Right, okay, factions, right. I should go over this, shouldn't I, really? You get factions within the kingdom who are for various different things, and basically the way a faction works is you pick a particular cause you want to fight for, and then you try and get people to join your faction, and they'll show you their strength, your total faction strength, in the number of men everyone in the faction controls in their armies. Currently, Edgar for England faction consists of only Duke Edwin, who has a strength of 558 men, which is 6.8% of the entire realm's soldiers. So, yeah, and the more guys he gets, basically, the more powerful his faction becomes, and eventually he can present an ultimatum to the king, who will then have to decide he can either accept the ultimatum or he can start a civil war, basically. So that's what that's about. Like, if I go start a faction here, I could start a faction to lower crown authority in England if I wanted to, which it's tempting, because I really would like to lower crown authority in England, because it would allow me to declare war on these little counts and stuff around here I'd like to gobble up and make part of the Duchy of York. But on the other hand, if I start a faction, it's not like a plot, it's an open declaration, essentially, and as a result of that, the king would like me a lot less, because I'm being a rebellious little vassal, and it would give him all the more reason to screw around with me. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it be, and if a faction for lowering crown authority does pop up, then maybe we'll consider joining it once we've got the king in our good graces. But until then, no. We're going to play nice and be a nice loyal little vassal and not give him any reason to screw with us. So let's unpause again, see what else happens. To the Honourable Duke Robert I, peace be with you, I've decided to accept your suggestion of a betrothal between you and Princess Cecilia. So, sweet. We will be getting married to Princess Cecilia once she's of age in about 6 or 7 years from now. My liege, may you live in harmony and contentment. I accept your suggestion that Brusilia and Baron Oswald get married. So, yeah, he's getting married now to that courtier we offered him, which means hopefully he'll start producing some kids, and then we won't lose the barony to this bloke in Lancaster when he dies. Oh, this is from our Chancellor. My liege, my mission to York has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of Bishop Stigand of St. Peter's, I seem to have managed to make him understand that what a benevolent and peaceful ruler you really are, and he sends his regards. Your humble Chancellor, Prince Bishop Aethelwyn. So, apparently... Who's this guy? Bishopric of St. Peter's. Where? Oh, right, okay. So he improved relations with one of my bishops. Sweet. You know, I've just realised I sent him to Durham. I sent this guy to Durham to potentially just... Wait, no, hang on a minute. Let me go to my council. Right, no, okay, that's cool, right, okay. I thought basically I'd accidentally then sent the Prince Bishop off to try and improve relations with himself, which would be a bit daft. So no, but apparently that's a different dude. The court chaplain is Bishop Aethelstiger of Cartmel, apparently. So anyway. Well, brilliant. This guy's opinion of me is shot up to 8 now, as opposed to whatever the hell it was before. So that's nice. Oh wait, no, it's gone to 48 now. It was 8 previously. Prince Bishop Wulfstan of Worcester has joined the Edgar for England faction. So apparently, some people want this Edgar fella to be King of England. Oh, and oh, there we go. Yeah, King William the Conqueror has declared English-Scottish de jure war over Cumberland on King Malcolm III of Scotland. So I'm going to pause this. We are now at war with Scotland because King William wants Cumberland back. So I'm gonna. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to raise my vassal levies, I'm going to raise my personal levies, and we're all going to get together, and we're going to gather in York. I've raised the banners, essentially. These are my bannermen coming to my aid now. King William the Conqueror has created the title Duchy of Bedford. Okay, right, he's promoting some of his counts now to dukes, to keep them in line and to stop them from rebelling against him, so that's probably a smart move. And it will iron out the political landscape a bit of England, which will give us some potential rivals and potential allies in the form of the other dukes. So, it's difficult to form alliances when the country consists almost entirely of counts, because the counts by themselves aren't powerful enough to actually hold any real political sway, you know, so... So as you can see, the king's raised up the national levies and stuff like that. Which he can do. He probably would have raised up ours himself if we hadn't already raised ours, but frankly I want my men under my control. Odo of Kent has found the lower crown authority in Lincoln faction. Yeah, so Odo of Kent wants the lower crown authority. Yeah, I want these guys under my control because if the king wants to go off conquering Scotland, that's fine. But in the meantime, oh, he's created the Duchy of Gloucester as well. Who got promoted to Duke of Gloucester then in the end? I'm curious. Oh, unless he just gave it to himself, which is kind of hilarious. I think he might have done that, actually. Where is it? Duchy of Bedford, yeah. He made himself Duke of Bedford. Entitled bastard. Anyway. Wolfhoff of Northampton has joined the Edgar for England faction. Right, yeah, as I was saying, there's a bunch of dudes, apparently, who want Edgar Edwardson to be... He's currently heir to the Duchy of Wessex, and hilariously, the Duchy of Wessex doesn't even exist anymore, but... apparently some guys want this Anglo-Saxon fella, this Edgar Edwardson, to be king instead of William the Conqueror. That could potentially start a civil war, but I don't think it's going to come to that because William the Conqueror is too much of a badass to let that sort of thing stand. So, well, sweet. We got Lincoln as well. I forgot about that. Yep. Which means we get plus 2.8 monthly prestige now because we own an extra territory. And that's cool. How Demesne is going now. Demesne sides has grown to 3 out of 5. Your Demesne is basically the area you rule directly, like Westmoreland and York and Lincoln. And then the rest is ruled by your vassals in the form of the Prince Bishop over here and Count Ozulf, who I should really send my Chancellor over to say hello to now I think about it. But I can't move him yet because he's only just been assigned a new mission. You have to wait a little while first. Right, so we have 1,500 men, which is not a insignificant amount, actually. I mean, I'm hardly surprised since we control most of the north, but still. And we still got more men on the way, actually. So, how many is that in total? Wait for it. He'll get here eventually. There we go. That's 1,918 men in total, so that's quite a lot. Really? He's created the Duchy of Kent. Cool. That's quite a lot indeed. You know what? We're going to go join the king over here at the Siege of Cumberland. Oh, the Scottish king's on the way. You can attach yourself to the king's army. There we go. Which gives us a total of 4,166 men versus his 4,700 men. Oh dear. This could not be good. Oh wait, no, hang on a minute. The king's wandered off with another 10,000 men in the direction of Scotland. Well, fine, fair enough. The Scots are beat. There's no way they can win this. Unless they recruit loads of mercenaries. Which I don't think they're going to do. And there's another 1,000 men on the way from... somewhere. I can't tell where he's from based on his banner. Northampton, maybe? I'm not sure. They're from Suffolk, okay, so that'll be the Count of Suffolk's men heading up there. Apparently. We're going to stick around here along with the army of Bernard, apparently, whoever the hell that is, and we're going to keep sieging Berg. Yeah. Burr. Or whatever. I don't know how the hell to pronounce that, actually. When I think about it. So yeah, when you... Whoops. I just pressed a button I shouldn't have pressed. Go to the independent realm thing so we can see just who's who. Okay, so we're not sieging it anymore, but we were sieging the county capital of Berg. When you want to conquer a province in a war, you basically need to conquer each individual settlement by laying siege to each one of them and succeeding, and that's how you conquer a territory, essentially. But you don't get it added to your realm like in Total War immediately. You have to actually... That has to actually be part of the reason you went to war in the first place for it to actually be added to you after you've made peace. So it's complicated, but we'll see it in action later, I assume. Also, apparently the war's over. The English-Scottish de jure war over Cumberland has ended inconclusively. The casus belli is apparently no longer valid. Strangely enough. Wonder why that is. Whatever, anyway. Which means we can disband the levies, because the longer we keep the vassal levies raised for, the longer we keep them raised for, the more pissed off our vassals will get, and we could do without that, honestly. So let's go ahead and disband these guys. Return to your homes. Nothing to see here. Right, and we'll just unpause and we'll keep going, and we'll see what new events pop up and such. Oh, my liege, my mission to York has been so far a success. During my visit to the court of Baron Oswald of Richmond, I seem to have managed to make him like us more. Okay, so perfect. So now Baron Oswald over here, who we gave a wife to, should like us more now. Yeah, he's now opinion 2 as opposed to opinion -30 or so, which is nice. Chancellor dude, I'm moving you to Northumberland. Go be nice to the Count. I need you to be nice to him so he doesn't try and kill me. Because other characters will plot against you just the same as you can plot against them. So, speaking of plots, we could try and revoke his title if we were really desperate, but I'd rather not. Fabricate a claim on the County of Leicester. Yeah, why not? Will anyone help us? No. Nobody likes us. Well, some people like us, but unfortunately they like their liege more. That guy might be able, but we might be able to convince to help us. And he has a plot power of 25%. So, yeah, plot power, by the way, is like a measure of how powerful the guy is and crucial to the plot. So, oh, and Count Voltoff of Northampton joined the Lower Crown Authority in England faction, apparently. Cool. So yeah, this guy we could probably try and get to join us if we sent him a gift or something. Try and butter him up a bit, because he's already partially favourable towards us. What about Roger, Count of Sussex? No. Odo of Kent? Not really. Count of Ralph, Count of Norfolk. Bishop of St Paul's. Drogo, Count of Derby. Tennyson, Bishop of Corfe. Yeah, we really need to kind of curry favour with some potential allies here, don't we? Yeah. Still, we're doing pretty well, all things considered, really. At the minute, I think our top priority is literally just to, you know, get our vassals in our good books, essentially. Make them stop hating us. Then we can worry about other stuff, like plots and things. And we also need to get the king to like us a bit more, although I think he's probably kind of cool with us for the minute, yeah. Opinion 5. Apparently he's temperate, we're gluttonous, so that's causing a bit of friction between them, but that's cool. You're doing alright, Robert. You could be doing a lot worse. Let's put it that way. And the marriage situation is partially resolved because we are betrothed. We can cancel the betrothal, and the King of France can cancel the betrothal as well if he wants to, but that probably will not happen. Like, I'm 99% sure that won't happen, so yeah. Let's go have a look at the King of France anyway. King Philippe I. He's fairly ambivalent towards us as well, like the King of England. Oh, our knowledge in shipbuilding in Lincoln increased to level 2. Sweet. Yeah, there is a technology system in this game. It's fairly rudimentary, though. Basically, your technology just sort of ticks over by itself. It didn't used to be like this, mind you. You could set focuses. Bishop Stigand of St. Peter's died? Oh, bollocks! I just finished buttering him up, damn it. Who's the bishop now? Oh, Bishop Humbert, who likes us a lot, so forget it. Fair enough. A lot of the frictions being caused by us being a Norman and a lot of our subjects being Anglo-Saxons. However, over the years that will gradually sort itself out, because in England there is a kind of event system-y type thing whereby the entire country gradually goes from being Norman and Anglo-Saxon to being just plain English. The two cultures eventually merge into the one, as happened in real life, and so eventually we'll become English as opposed to Norman, and our vassals will stop being Anglo-Saxon. and become English as well, and therefore we'll start to get on a lot better. So, plus the initial penalties of having no heir and being very young and having a short reign will eventually go away as well. So as Robert here gets older, people will naturally start to like him more. So there you go. 35 prestige now. Woot. So yeah, there's not much else to do right now. I mean, there are a fair few bits in this game where you kind of just sit around doing nothing really. It's not as bad as in something like Hearts of Iron, where you literally sit around doing nothing for ages. But oh wow, really? Fine, my liege, fine, my lord, whatever. You do your thing. I'll raise my personal levies, but I don't think I'll raise the vassal levies, just because I don't want to piss the vassals off. I've decided to institute the minimal city taxes law. All that is needed is the support of yourself and my other loyal vassals. Alright, fine. I don't know what it does, honestly, but I'll approve it just because, yeah, whatever. Whatever you say, my lord. Minimal city taxes, huh? It's currently on normal for us, but I wonder if that'll change based on his law in our realm, because we can set our own laws in our own little realm here if we want to, like city levies, city taxation, church levies, feudal levies, all that kind of crap. It all has consequences and stuff. I'm not going to muck about with it too much now, but I am curious to know if him doing that at the top, setting the city taxation to minimum, will change it to minimum for us as well. Of course, lowering it wouldn't be so bad, because even though it would lower the tax rate, it would increase their opinion of us. Speaking of money, we're getting 5.65 every month, which is really good. We're going to be rolling in money soon enough as the years tick by. My liege, I've tried to make Bishop Saxred of Lindisfarne realise what a benevolent and peaceful ruler you really are, but sinister forces at his court have been hard at work to discredit my every move and distort my every word. I'm afraid in the end, the visit seems to have done more harm than good. Well, that's not very good, is it? Bastard opinion of me. Fucking hell, that's not good. That guy seriously hates me. Where is he? Bishop, what's his face of where is it? Is it this guy? No, that's Maybe it's this guy. Alphonse of Lincoln, no. His opinion of me seems to be alright. What about Mayor Giffard? No, he's not. He doesn't like me very much. Where the hell was this guy then? No, that's Humbert. Humbert likes us. We like Humbert. He's cool. What about... Oh, maybe he's... yeah, Bishopric of Lindisfarne. Okay, cool. So, yeah. One of my vassals over here in Northumberland doesn't like me very much. The bishop, specifically. It's not too much to worry about, at least with those little tiny vassals in the forms of the bishops and the mayors and things. It's not that big a deal compared to, like, say, someone like this who has lands and troops to himself. But you want to keep it to a minimum anyway, because if he starts a plot, for instance, because he'll probably do it at some point, the little cheeky little shit, but he'll probably start a plot at some point to try and get the Duchy of Northumberland off me and proclaim himself Duke of Northumberland and independent from my rule. And when he does that, the people who hate me, like say the Bishop of Lindisfarne here, will help him in the plot. They'll be more likely to help him if they hate me. So the less people that hate me, the less support he would get in a plot against me, potentially. So there you go. Speaking of plots, actually, I think I'm going to move the Spy Master to Northumberland as well to keep an eye on this guy. Also, Count Roger of Sussex has joined the Lower Crown Authority in England faction as well. Okay. How big is that getting now, anyway? 20%, 21% of the are liege, 2,383 men in total. What's the size of it at the minute? It would be nice if they managed to do that. Get more powerful, I mean, because I wouldn't mind Lower Crown Authority, but at the same time, I don't want to piss off King William. Count Roger of Leicester has joined the... Wow, okay. People are flocking to that banner. How's the war going on up here? What? My liege, I write to you with bad news from York. My efforts to squeeze some extra taxes out of the population have met with resistance, and the peasants are arming themselves. I fear we may have a revolt on our hands here soon. What? Ah, oh, you've pissed off all the vassals as well, you stupid idiot. Bloody hell, right. We can try and counter this a bit. Our marshal, I'll go from training troops to suppressing revolts. Because our tax collector, our bloody steward over here is a useless bastard, and he's managed to piss everyone off instead of help us. So, oh dear. Also, we should probably, butter this guy up somehow. We could give him an honorary title like Master of the Horse, Master of the Hunt, something like that, which would improve his disposition towards us a little bit. Let's make him Master of the Horse. Why not? There you go. He only hates us for -12 now, as opposed to before. That's not so bad. Is there any more we could dole out? Let's have a look at vassals. Sort it by opinion. Alright, so some of them like us, the majority don't. Actually, no, it might be a bit half and half. Mayor of Scarborough really doesn't like us. It's not worth wasting an honorary title on him. Baron of Richmond, on the other hand. Oh, hello. The tax income from this guy is decreasing because of low opinion. Well, that's no good. Giffard, my old pal, my buddy old pal. How'd you like to be the Master of the Hunt? Would that be nice? Maybe no, High Alman, and maybe not. That's reserved for someone else. I don't want to make him a cupbearer either. How would you like to be Master of the Hunt? Would you like that? Good. Excellent. Is he going to be pay me more money now? In taxes? Yes, he is. Excellent. Yeah, if vassals don't like you, they won't pay you money. And it's even worse in the case of bishops, because if they like the Pope more than they like you, they'll give them their money to the Pope instead of you. So, at some point, I want to try and butter up to these bishops, or at least try and lower their opinion of the Pope. Second English Scottish de jure war overcome. Oh, I almost forgot we were fighting that fucking thing. Okay, well, we won, apparently. King Malmir of Scotland accepted King William the Conqueror's peace offer. So there we go. Let's refresh that. What's the king going to do with Cumberland, then? Oh, he's not going to do anything. Just Earl Dolphin of Cumberland has become one of King William's vassals instead of King of Scotland's vassals. Fair enough. William of Normandy has transferred the vassal contract of Stigand of Canterbury to Odo de Conteville. I see. Still press de jure ducal claims on Cumberland specifically. Oh, we have army levies raised. I should do something about that. I don't want to have to pay upkeep for something I've completely forgotten about. I'm a bit scatterbrained when I play this, I have to admit, guys. You'll just have to, you know, bear with me. Also, we could create a retinue if you want to. Retinues, like, most of the bulk of your army in this game is made up of levies, which you raise in a time of war. However, you can have a standing army, which is composed of your retinues. Now, we could, if we wanted, make a retinue. Some of these we can't actually afford at the minute, I don't believe, or our maximum retinue cap wasn't high enough. But we could make a retinue if we wanted to, of a standing army of dudes. Which, for example, we could make one which is 300 pikemen and 200 archers, or 400 heavy infantry and 100 archers. They'll cost different amounts of money. One which is 400 archers and 100 heavy infantry. This is a new thing, a fairly new thing. It was on one of the more recent updates, so I'm not totally familiar with it yet, but that's what it is, essentially. We can also recruit mercenaries from different mercenary bands, like the Great Company, the Company of the Star, the Victual Brothers, the Breton Company, the Breton Band, the Swiss Band, the Lombard Band, the Scottish Band, so on and so forth. They're all varying degrees of expensiveness. And some of them you can't recruit, for example this guy, because he's actually under contract already with the tribe of Pruthenians in Memel. So he's under contract with some pagans, apparently, up here in the Baltic somewhere. interestingly enough. So there you go. There's also holy orders. Well, there aren't any right now because they don't exist yet, but once the Crusades start to roll around, we'll get holy orders starting to pop up, and they're like mercenaries, except instead of repaying them with an upfront cost of money, you pay them using your piety score. And obviously the main thing about them is you can't use them to make war on other Christian lords. You have to use them against infidel Muslims and pagans specifically. So they will appear throughout the game. I think the Templars will probably appear first, then the Hospitallers, and then eventually the Teutonic Order as well. So there you go. We won't really need to muck about with them very much, honestly. It's not really a concern. If we want to go on a crusade when war happens, it's pretty easy to just raise a personal levy or one of your own retinues and just make sure Duke Robert here is leading it, and then just pack him off to the Holy Land and let him just follow one of the big armies around. And once the crusade's over, he'll get a trait called Crusader, which will give him extra prestige and stuff, which is pretty neat. So